DIY Diana here with a patriotic craft that we're going to be doing. This is a flag wreath with a beautiful floral arrangement and bow, and we're going to be making the bow. And it is good for all of our patriotic holidays here. We really feel a lot of patriotism towards our country, and this will be, you'll be able to display this all the time whenever you want. So please enjoy the class. Alright, so what you need is a glue gun and glue sticks, a flag, or you even could use patriotic fabric that you buy like at Joann's or Hobby Lobby, but this was only $1 at Dollar Tree. It's in their flag kit. So I took this out, ironed it, and just left the poles in the trash. And then you'll need, this is like 2-inch ribbon. It's white and it is burlap and it is wired. So when you're doing ribbons, you want to make sure you get the wired ribbon. Otherwise, your bows are just going to be flat, and then you'll be disappointed. And then I bought some berries at Hobby Lobby, and these flowers came from the Dollar Tree, and I believe this one came from Walmart. So a lot of different places went together, but some of the things we had on hand. So, also you'll need 26 gauge wire, and this you can get, it's very inexpensive, and you can get it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Home Depot or any of those places. You can get this. And then of course I have my beloved Diet Coke. Now you might not be drinking Diet Coke, maybe there's something else that gets you through your day, but this is pretty much what gets me through my day. And it's delicious. Okay, so 4th of July, or sometimes I keep my 4th of July stuff up all summer because there's kind of like a patriotic feel to summer. So I keep stuff up all summer and take it down at Labor Day. So anyway, okay, so this is also a wreath that we got at the thrift store, and it had a few items on it, and we just took them off. So that's even cheaper than going to Hobby Lobby or something. So anyway, so I'm going to start by kind of putting my flag over here, and I'm going to glue it under on this side. And to start with, I'm going to do it here. I'm going to do here, and I'm going to turn in this side a little bit, just a little bit, so the stars still show. And I'm going to turn in this side so we don't have any raw edges, just like that. And then we're going to kind of just turn it over, and we're going to start gluing here on this side, and we're going to do kind of a pleated effect. So I'm just going to start gluing. It takes a lot of glue. Just start gluing, and then I'm going to take this and fold it down, make a little pleat, and then move this around a little bit. So in the end, it's going to be pleated across, like this is kind of pleated. So that's what the end is going to look like. So, and then I'm going to, and when you're working with these wreaths, sometimes you got to really put the glue on because the surface isn't just one flat surface. There's quite a few surfaces there because of the vines. So I'm pleating again. Sounds like I'm pleading. I'm pleading. Do this craft. So 4th of July. Are you going to go to the fireworks? Are you going to watch them on TV? Are you going to... I know when I was growing up, we had fireworks in my little community of 200 people. Not even in my community. My community was too small. So we went to the neighboring community, which had about 500 people. So we went there, but in the summertime there would be like 5,000 people. But in the wintertime, there was only like 500 people. So we would go there and watch the fireworks. And there's something about country fireworks. I mean, I always say it's really neat when you can see and feel the fireworks at the same time, because they would even float down and we would get bits of ash and cardboard from the fireworks. So that was always fun. Gotta be careful here because I'm just about ready to burn myself. Okay, so I'm gonna let that set just a minute, because if I pulled it now, it would just pull it right off. Ow! Burning flesh. Okay. There. Took that off. So we end up with this on this side. It's not real pretty, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be real pretty. I'm going to put another dab on here. And I'm going to put a dab here. Put those two things together. So I'm going to let my glue harden a little bit. How's your summer going? Have you gone anywhere fun? Are you doing anything fun? I mean, everybody after COVID is like, I am going somewhere. Even if it's just for a day. Okay, so we've got grapevine wreath all over, but that's okay too. Crafting isn't perfect, and that's all right. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of do pleats here. Across here. And I can see I need to, if you don't like the way it looks, there. So we're kind of going down a little bit, so we're starting here at the corner, and we're going down here. So I'm going to pull it tight. I can pull it tight now because the glue's hardened. And I am going to put, I cut my wire. This is a 26 gauge wire, which is my favorite wire to work with. In fact, I'm always happy when I have two of these things around. I just feel really rich. I don't know why. And prepared, because I use it a lot for a lot of things. So you're just gonna, well, that's not tight enough, so you can undo it. I want it pretty tight, and I want my pleats to be pretty even. So I'm pulling it tight, putting my hand on it, and then tying it. And now I'm gonna tie it to the wreath, the vine. And it's not gonna show because there's gonna be a big flower thing there. So I'm taking it around and to the front, and I'm just tying it here. So, see, it's got this wire here. And now it's going to hang like that when you put your flower arrangement on. Okay, now for the flower arrangement, I'm going to start first. We're going to be putting the flower arrangement right here, up and down. So I'm going to start first with the berries, and you're going to do a mirror image. That means whatever you do on the top, you're going to do on the bottom as well. And so we're just going to do a mirror image. So when you get a kit, it will have all these things cut. But I wanted to show you just a little bit about how you can just cut these and everything. And this is a pair of cutters, because I don't know the name of it. Anyway, so you're going to go like this, and I'm not gluing it down right now. I'm going to wire it all together. You take this one and you do the same thing on the other side. You want to make sure it's going to go beyond the wreath a little bit. And then I'm going to take my red as a base. These are left-handed ones too, by the way. That way. This way. So red first, then the blue. This is a hyacinth. I love hyacinth. This, and I think maybe 2 of them. Yeah, 2 works. And I don't know about you, but I kind of save my leaves and use them for other projects. Nothing really goes to waste when you're crafting, because there's always something you can use something for. That one went across the table. Oh, it looks like the white went down first. All right, we're gonna do some white and put it behind, because it gives it makes the other colors pop. So you can rearrange at any time and just kind of make it what you want. These are baby's breasts, and they look pretty real. Now, we're going to put them behind here, and it'll really showcase the blue and the red. All right, that looks better. I'll use another one. Now I went ahead and cut some wire ahead of time, but you can use this, or you can even use, if you have scissors, not your fabric scissors, because those are off limits to everybody but you, right? But you can use these scissors to cut this wire. It's so thin. So that's why I get 26 gauge, because you can cut it with that. I don't know about any thicker wire, but I know that I can cut my 26 gauge with my scissors, and I like that I can do that, because I don't need this tool on some projects because I don't have to cut the. Okay, so this is what I have right here, and what I'm going to do, well, I'm going to put this up here a little bit. What I'm going to do is just start wiring. Whoops. Okay. You need like 4 hands, I think. Okay. And then after you wire it, you can fluff it up a little bit, which is what I'm doing. And when you're working with fake flowers, you can just bend the heck out of them, and it's okay. So that looks about right. And we're going to take another wire. We're gonna tie it to the wreath. Now remember, all this is going to be covered up by the big bow. So I'm going to go this way with it. Kind of do the same thing I did with the flag, only this time with this. Where did it go? There it is. I'm just going to cut it here with the scissors. Now we have this, and we can play with that later if we don't like exactly how it is, but we want this hanging down. Now we're going to make our bow, which we've made oh no, now it's time for that. Okay, now we're going to do the ribbon, the bow, and I have cut a piece, let's see how many yards it is. From your fingertip to your nose is a yard. 1, 2, 3.5, 3 and a foot. But what I usually do is I go from my nose to the floor. That's a good gauge for me. So I'm 5'6", so I don't know if you're 5'6", that might work for you too. Okay, so this is how I do it. I start and I hold it here in the center, and then I just do kind of a loop. And you want to make sure your loop is big enough that when you're pulling it around, fixing your bow, you've got enough to do it. And then you come up here on the top with the other one. And like I say, there's probably another way to do it, maybe a better way, but this always works for me. And that's the thing in crafting. There's lots of ways to do one thing. Well, it's like a life lesson. Okay, now, take it here in the center, squish it really good. Should have had this cut before, but I don't. Okay, now, this is 26 gauge wire, my favorite kind of wire. Whenever I have some of this, I feel like I've got all the crafting stuff I need. In fact, I recently just bought 2 more. Now I feel very wire wealthy. Okay. So now we take this and we go to find the center. Find the center. And then just kind of scrunch it. And then do a really good tight, put it down on the table if you have to. And do a really good tight, see, like that. You know what? That's not the center. Okay, let's move it over. Now it's in the center. Okay, overs. Sometimes in life you don't get a do-over, but in crafts you do. Okay, there we go. Now I have enough left over of my gauge wire, which I'll send a lot, so you can do this as well. Okay, now we just start pulling this. We make sure these are down. Then we just start pulling this into place however we want it. And you can be really rough with it and however you want, because this is the wired ribbon, and it just works that way. It's so cool. Kind of pull these forward to make your bow in the center. I'm going to put mine on. Sometimes it's easier to put it on and then just kind of pull it. So here we go. We've got these parts here. It's kind of coming undone. Let's see. Okay. Now, we put it in the very center of our flower and the flag. And it's going to cover up all that, we call it, if your underwear is showing in our design. If your underwear is showing, that's all the hidden stuff. All the wires and the tape and the glue and everything. Okay. Now just pull it really tight and twist and twist and twist about 3 times. Okay, now I'm going to do I'm just going to kind of work the bow. And you just kind of pull it to where you want it to be until you get a bow that you like. Pull this one over here so it's nice and full. There. Now I have to mess with it quite a bit. You saw that, so that's kind of what you do. And now we're going to do the ends. And I sometimes get this wrong and end up doing it the wrong way, but I think this is the right way. Where you just kind of fold it in half and then do your, this just finishes it off. And I'll tell you, when I see ribbons that aren't cut nicely, I just think, oh, just one more step and they could have had it finished off. There. Okay, so this is our finished wreath. And I'm sure yours turned out just as well. And I'm going to put this on the door for the 4th of July and for the summer, because sometimes I keep my patriotic stuff up all summer long because I feel patriotic in the summertime. Okay, so anyway, have a great time doing this, and we'll see you next time.